Barstool, late night, party on, excellent.
All right, what an intro. Welcome to the first edition, the pilot episode of Barstool at Night. I'm Eddie with Carl, and our guest of the day is Donnie. Donnie, how are you?
Hey, how are you? And,
We're doing good.
And you guys realize we have a lot of people at the company that know how to play the guitar. So I don't know if we have to throw White Sox Dave in the mix.
White Sox Dave is from Aurora. He is the origin person of
I'm from Aurora.
Waynesville. Close enough.
I'm from a town over from where Waynesville was created, but that's where I got it from, yeah.
All right, we'll try to learn a few chords.
Well, regardless, Donnie, thank you for joining us. So the way this show is going to work, it's going to work like any other late night show. First and foremost, we are going to talk about President Trump. Donnie, I'd like to get your opinion on how he's handled the coronavirus. So first and foremost, Donnie, take the floor.
I thought Barstool Sports was not a political website.
We're not. Good catch there. We're absolutely kidding. So what this show is going to be, it's going to be a mix of blogs, mix of video, and at the end, it's going to be a game of trivia with White Sox Dave versus our guest. So today it will be Donnie versus White Sox Dave in a game of Are You Smarter Than White Sox Dave? So first up on the blog, we're going to do three big blogs. And first up is a story about Ellen DeGeneres. Apparently, she treats her employees like shit. Allegedly, obviously. It was written by Gay Patty. He's actually done two blogs on this. There was a callback on it. Carl, I was wondering if anything stuck out to you here.
You know, I just have very strong opinions about celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres that put themselves out there to be such family-friendly people, and then behind the scenes, they're vicious. Then when we get people like Steve Harvey, who get branded as this awful person when everyone knows that Steve Harvey's like a great guy. Like, to me, this is a textbook example of like mainstream Hollywood figured out.
Donnie, where are you on this?
I mean, I'm just not shocked at all. I think this is the second blog on the topic. It really didn't surprise me. That's kind of what you get from a lot of the people on those talk shows. It's like she's always so happy on the show, so you can't maintain those levels off camera.
There's got to be some type of come down, right? I know I've always heard there were stories like through the grapevine. I took like an improv class once at Second City. There was always murmurs there like, hey, Ellen, not that great. And it's hard to believe. Like a lot of the housewives, they don't want to believe it. Ellen is Ellen. But I mean, it seems like, there's a lot of stuff going on there maybe.
Yeah, but would you take that chance to go right for her, out of Second City? Absolutely, you would. And I think a lot of people, they get this outside perspective, the blue checkmark brigade, when they come at Barstool, they think Dave Portnoy is this big bad boss. Oh, let me tell you, folks, compared to Ellen DeGeneres, he's basically Pope Francis or John Paul, depending on your preference.
Well, I think Dave does a great job of not changing when he's on camera or when he's off camera. It's the same guy.
That's a good point. All right, so I think we'll move on to big blog number 2. This one was actually written by our guy, White Sox Dave. It was about the Tom Hanks fake. Donnie, I know you're known to like a little conspiracy dipping. What did you think about this one?
I do love conspiracies, but this was just some QAnon bullshit. I don't know if you guys know about QAnon. It originated on 8chan or 4chan, and first they believed the coronavirus was just a hoax to hurt Trump, and then now they believe that it actually was all part of Trump's plan to go around and arrest this global pedophile ring that controls the planet. And so they think he's using coronavirus as a cover, and he's going to go and round up all these celebs that are actually evil pedophiles. And I think that's hilarious. I don't fault him for blogging it, because sometimes I like to search hashtag QAnon, read all the weird shit. But I think it's total. Hey, it does look like Tom Hanks is using a green screen there. There's something weird about the video. But that guy who made the thread, he's one of those QAnon guys that thinks oh, yep, that's the first card to fall or the first fucking chip to fall, and now the entire global pedophile ring is going down.
Yeah, because him and like I think Oprah was trending on Twitter as well, and a lot of people there was discrepancy with the hands. And I'm not a stunt double conspiracy guy. I enjoy the casual conspiracy, but when it comes to stunt doubles, I don't buy it. They had the one with Melania, I think it was a couple years ago, so I'm not buying this one. Although the video at the end with Steve Buscemi and Jennifer Lawrence's body was pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl,
Well, so I was just going to say, Eddie, that may not be what you're buying, but here's what I'm selling. This is the biggest time ever for green screens. They're all over the place. The Tom Hanks thing, it's obviously to me that something's going down. I'm hearing Donnie talk about conspiracy. I'm all in on it. I saw the thread go crazy. I thought people were giving White Sox Dave some grief. They're like, White Sox Dave, stay out of this mess. I love the fact that he went to mix it up with the Tom Hanks content like that.
Yeah, it was definitely out of White Sox Dave's wheelhouse, but don't tempt the White Sox Dave with a good click. He saw the clicks. He jumped on the opportunity, so good for him. Donnie, I do have to ask, what is your favorite conspiracy? With your glasses wearing, I believe you're somewhere in the Stevie Wonder, is he blind, is he not blind category.
I didn't even know that was a conspiracy, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I love the conspiracy that way back in the day, like even before the Egyptians, there was this ancient race of people that were actually pretty advanced, like 13,000 years ago, and then something wiped them out. But there were some survivors, and those survivors helped kind of like spark the new wave of culture and like started teaching the Egyptians how to build the pyramids. So not straight up ancient aliens, just there was like we were more advanced than you would think 13,000 years ago. We got mostly wiped out. Some of those people survived and then helped restart civilization. Interesting.
Okay. That was not where I saw Donnie Does going, even though I know you spent time at Area 51, but good to know.
Yes.
The last and final blog that we'll be covering in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be sanctioned here, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Like I said, we're going to keep going back to the format, but 3 blogs, 3 videos, and then Are You Smarter Than White Sox Dave? So the last topic we'd like to cover is Jeff Bezos. He's dumped $96 million into a mansion, a mega mansion. He's got like a whole floor. He's got a couple units below. He's just basically taking over New York City at this point. Donnie is a man who has lived in many places, and I would say places a lot smaller than this. What's your take?
I don't hate it. He's got the money. New York is a shitty place to live when you're in cramped conditions, like most Barstool employees are at the moment. So yeah, he isn't he the richest guy in the world? Yeah, right? I think
by quite a bit, I believe, too.
By quite a bit. So I think he should have, a building in New York. Tony Stark pretty much did that. No one hates on Tony Stark for having like a tower in the middle of the city where like half of it's his house. And he's got the big house in Malibu. So I like Jeff Bezos. Bezos is a weird dude, but I don't like the same shit happens all over the place. Hey, he donated $100 million to the food banks. New York can be a shitty place if you don't have breathing room, and he has more than enough of it.
100%. This is a big golden age for billionaires. I've heard a lot of people say it's going to be a new golden age for billionaires because of coronavirus. They're going to basically shut the economy down, and then all the existing billionaires are going to rebuild the economy, so there's no more new billionaires. So you basically have a captive audience of billionaires right now, and Jeff Bezos is the biggest one, is leading the charge. Nothing says big swinging dick billionaire like $96 million worth of mansion in the middle of New York City. And do we know how close or far it is from Barstool HQ?
I believe it was a block away from the old Barstool HQ.
There's no reason to not get some content out of that 96 million. I'll give you 96 million reasons, Ed, for you and me to go down and do some man on the street. How about you? You coming with?
I'm coming.
He's coming. I mean, what an indictment on New York, though. I mean, you can't even – that's how you got to be rich there, is you got to get floors. So I don't like that. That's a knock. I would say that's a pro in the California people's favor, which I'm sure he has multiple houses in as well. But regardless, that's Jeff Bezos. Also, really quickly, before we moved on to the top 3 videos around here, Kim Jong-un, he is in grave condition, as they say. Donnie, you wanted to comment on this?
Yeah, I mean, a news article came out maybe 3 or 4 years ago that says he walks with a limp because he eats too much cheese. So
Oh, yeah.
this dude has been in grave danger for a while. And honestly, I kind of hope he is brain dead. It's karma for leaving that college kid brain dead. That was super fucked up, and he deserves anything coming to him.
But would we ever find out, Donnie? Like, would the Western world ever find out that this guy is dead?
I think. See, now they're probably gonna try trotting out a fake Kim Jong for a while, but I don't know how long that can go on for. Our intelligence is pretty good. I've heard his sister may take over. I've heard she's not much better than him, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this plays out.
Very interesting. Okay, let's move it on to 3 big videos last week in Barstool. We're going to kick it off with our guy Spider. Spider's a guy who is, it's safe to say, I would say that he's helped the 3 of us out before at some point. One of the hardest working guys at Barstool. He took one off the chin, or should I say, took one off the finger. He picked up a sword, and it went wrong. Can we roll the video footage, please?
Oh, I was getting ready to do the rundown, and Spider cut his finger up, and he's in ER, so I kind of got distracted.
What?
You went to the hospital?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Compare it to better, worse or better than Hank's drone incident?
Not good. Now, not safe for work. For the people who are watching, if you're squeamish on blood, I'd like to pull up the picture. It's not pretty. Yep, there you go. That's an index. No, that's not an index finger. That's the ring finger. It's got a nice, looks like a deep cut in there. Have you ever cut your hand like this or something, Donnie? I feel like you might have picked up a bad seashell before.
Oh, yes. I still have a scar on my finger. It was right after I graduated from high school. Me and the boys were drinking some beers, and we were like, yo, let's be rebels and throw all the beer bottles in the high school parking lot. So I went to throw the bag, and one of the shattered glass cut through the bag and sliced my finger. And I go home, and I realized I had to go to the ER because it wouldn't stop bleeding, but I didn't want to tell my mom I was out hammered. So I woke her up, and I go, hey, I was changing a light bulb in the bathroom, and it shattered and cut my finger. And she definitely didn't believe that at all, but she took me to the ER. I reeked of booze. All the doctors were like, I'm not believing that light bulb story either. And I still have a slightly crippled finger. So I feel for Spider right now.
Mm-hmm. Donnie, what age did you kind of like, did stitches stop becoming cool for you? Like for me, I know there was a clear cutoff point, but like, you know, where you lose that sex appeal and it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah. Last 4th of July, I was on a tandem bike with my girlfriend. It was her idea. And I tried to brake in the sand, and she went flying over the handlebars into the front and sliced the back of her foot. She definitely needed to get some stitches, but I was like, it's the 4th of July. We're in the middle of a party. You're just going to have to suck it up. And
those are the best cuts. Those are the best cuts when you should have got stitches and you don't get stitches and the scar just lingers drastically longer.
It's
4th
also
of July
been
always comes first.
It's also been brought to my attention that actually Dave Portnoy has cut his finger earlier today. So, rolling the picture, we got to give the warning before we roll the pictures.
Is that pus? And yeah, we need a warning. Is that pus or is that a bandage?
That looked like a bone to me at first, but we can take it off now. Take it off, please. Thank you.
What was that?
I couldn't tell either. I don't know if that's a bone. If that's a bone, he needs to go to the hospital immediately.
He definitely does. So as far as the Richter scale of finger injuries, got to throw Hank in there. Where do you guys rank him right now?
Wait, did Spider just pick up a sword?
That's what I believe happened, yes.
All right. So I might have more sympathy for Hank because like a drone, it's like you never know where it's going to go. It's crazy. The blades don't even look like they're moving when it's on. And Spider just picked up a sword. I love the guy, but
he picked up a sword, though, but it was wrapped in a sheet or something. So he didn't realize what it was. He was moving boxes.
Yeah, the other thing for Spider is like he's really extending himself. He wants to make himself valuable. You know, he's kind of on like these fringe content guy. His name gets thrown around in content a lot, but like he can't ever sit down and write a blog. Like he's not there to podcast, so he's got to find opportunities to work really hard. So I know he's excited to go help out Dave. So I kind of just feel so bad for Spider here because you know the circumstances where like Spider's the type of guy who'd be carrying a dozen pizzas and pick up that, pick up the sword if he saw it on the ground. So
He's as team guy as it gets.
Yeah, and I think out of all the like non-content people at Barstool, he's probably solidified himself the most, sort of like to actually be in content.
100%. Give me all the Spider I can get. Just make sure his fucking finger isn't blown off like that.
He's got like a blood ring. So now he's married to the unboxing.
Married to the unboxing is right. Okay, we will go to video number 2. The second biggest video in our eyes was, of course, Coach Doug's. He's done with Florida State. Big Fiesta Bowl win on Friday. Had the selection on Sunday. On Saturday, actually. Let's roll the tape about Coach Doug's moving on from Florida State.
Yes. Yes. Trojans, baby. Fight on. It's this. It's this. Fight on. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Yes, I'm taking it. Let's go. View contract. Signed contract. I'm a Trojan. I'm not happy that I didn't get a head coaching job at a prestigious university, but I am going to be a Trojan. I've signed the contract. Yes.
Good to see Big Cat there. Now I don't feel like as big of an idiot because wearing a dress shirt in my living room. Also, for the record, I couldn't find a tie in my apartment, so I look like I work at AT&T. But regardless, big day for Coach Doug's. He's moving on to USC offensive coordinator. Little surprised by Big Cat going out west, but his hands were kind of tied. Donnie, what did you think?
I think it's beautiful. I think that's what this company does the best is we take something pretty stupid if you're looking at it from outside eyes, and we turn it into primetime content. And I love how we have football programs from around the country rallying around this. We have all of our fans rallying around this. And a little breaking news, he did a stream tonight, and Big Cat flashed his nips or something. He took off his shirt. You're not allowed to do that on Twitch. So he may have gotten in trouble. Hopefully that doesn't cost Coach Doug's his career.
I mean, that's at least a suspension, right? He's got to let someone play that second game, I feel.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be interesting to actually have someone come in and take over the Coach Doug's reins for a game.
I think that's a suspension. I'm going to float that out there right now. Coach Doug suspended week 2, showing his tits.
We should auction that off for coronavirus charity, unnamed coronavirus charity. People love coronavirus charity right now. Auction off week 2. How much do you think that nets? Over $100,000. Yes.
A lot of money, and we get to pick who plays, though. I vote Mantis will be filling in week 2 for Big Cat on Coach Doug's.
I'm excited for Big Cat to go out west. In the words of Lou Holtz, Big Cat's bringing the recruiting trail out there, but is he going to bring his special teams? Is he going to bring his shoulder pads, his helmet, in the defense? And we're excited for Big Cat to get out there. I just don't know how much he transitions to LA lifestyle. This could be one of those moves where like someone moves to Arizona to like lose weight, like how White Sox Dave goes down there, like how some people hibernate. He goes down to Arizona to lose weight. Like I see like Big Cat, this could be like a little spin zone. He goes to LA, tries to get cool, tries to get skinnier.
It's a good theory for sure. I like that theory. Okay, so we'll move on to our third and final video of
But now that there's a real person who is associated with Coach Doug's, that dude would have to lose weight too, and I don't really see that happening.
Like, who is this? Do we know more about this guy?
Well, you never know. He might like to surf. If he likes to surf, he'll improve his performance on the surfboard. So I think there's some hope. Okay, he got caught up in the Tallahassee lifestyle. And I
love that guy. Yeah, I still know nothing about him except that he is from Florida. When I first saw the photo, I thought they just like had that made by a computer, but it turns out it's just a stoolie who saw an opportunity.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this about Eddie, but Eddie stockpiles college football polos because in college, Eddie used to like to walk around and pretend like he was a random offensive line coach or something. Eddie, true or false, is someone who stockpiles college football polos. Is this not a dream come true to just be like randomly matched up with a computer celebrity?
It's incredible. I mean, this has got to be great. I mean, I had, you name it, I had it. Memphis Tigers, anywhere from, the American to the Big Ten. I had a lot of polos, like to wear with the khaki pants in the, in the fall. So it was a fun hobby, I gotta say. So the last video here before we cut into Are You Smarter Than White Sox Dave and put Donnie on the hot seat is a video series that Donnie's actually doing. You talked about a random stoolie. What you're getting, I believe, is random stoolies to face off against Barstool employees in a drinking contest. Last week, you called White Sox Dave to the plate. So let's roll the tape on how White Sox Dave did.
I'm going to get ripped on for being a pussy. I want to see every one of you guys who call me a pussy do this challenge.
There it goes. There goes that egg. One more big sip. One more big sip. Let it burp out. Let one out. Let one out. That next sip has the egg. You got to do it. Here it comes. Down the gullet. One big sip. You got to have some beer with that egg.
Oh, I'm not eating the puke beer. I'm not eating the puke beer.
We gotta. Oh, that smells horrible.
I suppose I should have thrown a warning tag on that before we played it. White Sox Dave puking 3 beers and an egg. Donnie, what's this contest and how bad did White Sox Dave do at it?
Well, I didn't call him to the tape. I sent you a text. I said, who can drink the best in the Barstool Chicago office? You said it's got to be Carl or Dave. So I sent both Carl and Dave a DM, and only White Sox Dave responded. I have a feeling Carl was trying to set Dave up for failure there.
Well, this is another thing, too, with Dave is once he says yes to something, you just get out of his way. So I saw how quickly he responded to you. I knew there was no way for me to get myself inserted in the situation. I know better by now. Just back up, let Dave do his thing. End up with a bucket of hot barf. Good for Dave.
Yeah, I could see in his eyes how excited he was to be on the show. And then after he saw that he had to chug 4 beers with an egg, just all that joy just fucking drained out of his face.
Was that the worst performance so far, White Sox Dave?
Yeah, because Dana, the creator of Zillion Beers, he actually spit out a beer, but it wasn't puke. And Dave's the first just projectile vomit we have on the show. And how it works is each week, Pongzai, the Drink King of China, sets a beer drinking challenge, and I find 2 randos to try to mimic him to the best of their ability. We've had 2 Barstool employees on the team, but I'm going to try to just bring in a random hodgepodge of people from all over the world. We got a guy in Ireland, a guy in Scotland, a guy in the Philippines who want to be on. So we'll see what happens.
Good. I don't see anybody challenging Pengzai, but it'll be interesting to watch. So go follow that. What's the YouTube channel? Where can people find it, Donnie?
The Wonton Don.
The Wonton Don. All right.
Yeah,
so I think
quick shout out to Donnie, though, just quick, because I know Donnie was going to the Olympics. And let the record show that in the absence of international competition, Donnie still beholds the spirit. He's still fostering the spirit. My only recommendation, Donnie, if you could get a torch. I don't know how you do that, but like a torch would be a nice touch.
I like that. I like that a lot. We might just have to use a lit cigarette or something like that, but we will have something on fire.
Equally is effective. Thank you.
I like that. Okay, so now we will do the final segment of the show. Are you smarter than White Sox Dave? At this point, we will swap Carl out with Chief and White Sox Dave. So let's please make that swap. Let's send Carl backstage. Donnie, on a scale from
Stay
1
liquid,
to 10.
Carl.
Hey, see you, Donnie. Always a pleasure, brother.
Stay liquid. Donnie, scale from 1 to 10. How nervous are you about losing to White Sox Dave?
I'm very nervous because I have nothing to gain from this and a lot to lose.
Okay.
I feel like
What do you have to lose?
Well, I feel like people see me as like a book smart moron, and then people more see you as just like a moron. So if I lose to you, then I'm the moron.
I'll say it right here. I would say I'm a moron book smart. Like you're a book smart moron. I'm the opposite of that. Does that make sense?
Nope.
That is something a moron would say.
No. It's
Okay. So we're going to move it over to trivia here. Chief will be asking these questions. So, Chief, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I tried to play to maybe both your strengths a little bit, maybe some layups for the two of you. So the way it's going to work is that, Dave has a tendency and a history of cheating. So what we're going to do, Donnie, is you guys are going to get the same 5 questions. So we're going to need you to unplug your headphones, and we're going to let Dave go first, and then we'll bring you right back. And then maybe Eddie can send you a text when we're done with Dave, and then we'll see who wins. Just 5 questions.
Yeah, I'm going to fill up a little glass of vino, and I'll be back.
Perfect.
What's the topic, Chief?
All right. We're all over the place. So we got some history. We got a little bit of sports, some pop culture, and then we have a little bonus baseball question should we need it.
Perfect. All right, let's do it, Chief. Question number 1.
All right, number 1. We're a big pizza company. Everybody knows that. The Red Baron was named after a pilot in World War I. Dave, what was his nationality?
In World War I, I'm going to go with, it's a complete and total guess. I'm going to go with Austrian.
No, 0 for 1, Dave. That's 0 for 1.
0 for 1. What's the answer?
He was German.
That was my next guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dave, you're a big horse racing guy.
Okay.
Who was just a simple question? Who was the last Triple Crown winner?
It wasn't Big Brown. Fuck. God damn it. Donnie's not going to get this one either.
But this was the question for you.
No, I know. It wasn't Big Brown.
We might need a shot clock here, Dave.
5, 4.
I'm going to say Big Brown.
3.
0 for 2.
0 for 2, David. Not great.
It was justified. And this next one is the question for Donnie that I think you're going to flop on. So we'll see what happens here.
Dave, please lift your left hand as well. I don't want you going in the trash.
No Googling, Dave. What is the most populous city in China?
Hong Kong.
Not even in China, Dave. Not even in China.
Or Beijing.
Nope, that's wrong too. So I don't know if we're going to give you 0 for 2 on that or 0 for 1, but now you're 0 for 3. It's Guangzhou. All right, so in the news, obviously it's all Bulls all the time right now. Dennis Rodman was married to Carmen Electra. Mm-hmm. How many days were they married?
3? I don't know.
Pretty close. 9 days. 9 days.
Okay, 9 days.
Maybe we should just go. That's 0 for 4. I'll switch them up the next time. Last one, history question. Also kind of a Billy Madison question. What year did the British defeat the Spanish Armada? If you remember the scene in Billy Madison.
15. You got to start taking your shirt off now.
If you get it right, I'll pop the shirt off.
The British defeated the Spanish Armada in 1548.
Oh, Dave, you're so close. I'm leaving my shirt on. That's a big 0 for 5 on your debut.
He's going to beat me 1-0.
Yeah, he's going to beat you.
He's going to beat me 1-0. Those were a little too difficult.
Too hard?
The Triple Crown one,
I feel like you should have got a Triple Crown.
Would you have gotten that?
Maybe I should tweak the Carmen Electra one to be like.
How am I supposed to know something like that?
Well, we got to stick with it now. Let's just keep. Yeah. Let's see this through. Let's bring Donnie back. I just texted him.
That was a big 0 for 5 though, Dave, on your debut. I thought this was going to be like your redemption tour.
All right, Donnie, you are back. I don't think we should tell you how Dave did. I don't know if you heard or not, but actually, you could probably see it scrolling on the screen.
Yeah.
So White Sox Dave got 0 correct, but it is the floor is yours, Chief. Let's see how Donnie does.
Yeah. You're going to be shocked to hear this, but Dave was complaining that the questions were too hard. So hopefully you'll be able to get at least one to get the victory here.
I'm putting the over under 1.5.
All right. Well, he should be able to get one. All right. Red Baron, the pizza, was named after a pilot. He was a pilot in World War I. Do you know what country he was from? What was his nationality?
Germany.
You win. Donnie is officially smarter.
Was that a guess?
than White Sox Dave. Do you want to keep playing?
Yeah, let's see it through.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, was that a guess though?
That wasn't a random guess. I can't pinpoint how I knew that, but I like World War II. I've watched a lot of World War II movies, read some books. So I think
that was World War One though, not World War II.
I thought you
that
said
was World War One. You got it anyways.
Oh, okay.
So it was a guess. Yeah. He's trying to. Okay.
All right, let's continue here.
It seeped into his brain somewhere along the way. Dave, you lost. You're 0 for 5. You lost. Donnie's 1.
I recall there being a German pilot that like everyone was terrified of, and he just fucking ran shit in the air.
Yeah, Donnie, do you like the ponies? You a horse guy?
I'm living in horse country, South Carolina right now, so I go and talk. I go and talk to horses when I'm bored. That's my main pastime during quarantine.
All right. The next question is just name the last Triple Crown winner.
Ooh, I'm not a horse racing guy. We're gonna go with the Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna. Justify. It was just a couple years ago. Justify. So that's 1 for 2. This one we put in for you. Just the most populous city in China.
Shanghai.
Oh, that's not correct, Donnie.
Well, it depends on the definition. So I know
I'm going off Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, you'll find some lists that say Shanghai. You're probably thinking Chongqing, right?
They say Guangzhou, which is at 44 million as their total population.
That's the greater urban area. That's like saying the population of Boston is 5 million when it's really only 500,000 if you're looking in the city borders.
All right. Well, Dave said Hong Kong. So.
Okay. Nice. All right. So I think I get like a half a point for that. I mean, I'll show you the Wikipedia.
All right. I mean, it's under review. We'll have to check with the judges on this one. Internet first response said Guangzhou when you just Google most populous city in China. I knew it wouldn't be Beijing, and I thought that would trip Dave up. So I was trying to give you a layup, but you didn't need it anyways.
I lived in Guangzhou my first 10 months in China. Had a lot of good memories there. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know my shit, but
I think you do. Can I tell you something? I've never even heard of that city. It's the biggest city in the world. Never heard of it.
I'll tell you this. This is a crazy fact. It used to be called Canton. So have you ever heard of Cantonese food?
Yep. Isn't that a dialect or a language too?
Yep. It's a language too. All that comes from Guangzhou because it used.
Why'd they change their name?
Because Canton was just a random name the British gave it. Just because they were like, oh, it sounds like those people are saying Canton, and so they're just like, yeah, let's call it Canton.
Okay. We had a question.
All right, go.
How about this? We'll change it on the fly here. Carmen Electra, Dennis Rodman, were they married for greater or less than 1 year?
Less.
Correct. It was only 9 days. So I had Dave try to guess the exact amount of days, which in retrospect probably pretty impossible. So we'll give you that one too. And then this
could have done which was closer though, Chief.
Yeah, because I think that's true too. That's true too. And then final question. This is a little play on Billy Madison. But what year did the British defeat the Spanish Armada? And if you get it, I pop my shirt off.
All right, sweet.
Hands up, no Googling. I don't really want to show my nipples on this show, so let's see.
That was, it was Sir Francis Drake played a huge role in that, so I think I should get a bonus point just for knowing that. He was on the British side. Let's go 17. Wait, no, maybe 1694.
I'm leaving my shirt on. It's a goddamn shame. I was ready to pop it off. It said 1588.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah.
Way back.
That is correct.
That is correct. Yeah.
I'm not great with dates, but hey. Yeah. Sir Francis Drake played a role.
Congratulations.
First of all, all right, leave me in here, Matt, when I want to be left in here. Second of all, Hong Kong is part of China, correct?
Not really.
Oh, he's a commie. White Sox game is a communist.
I thought Hong Kong was the not communist part of China.
Well, no. So Hong
Taiwan.
Kong, Now it is considered part of China. They don't like to be part of China, but it's still Hong Kong is not larger than Guangzhou or Shanghai.
I mean, I knew he was trying to trip me up on Beijing, so I took my next best guess. And 2, he asked me to guess the exact amount of days.
We covered that, Dave.
You had already lost.
Well, of course, but that's still you can't do that.
Yeah,
that
Chief,
you're right. Hey, you know what? I apologize.
And 3, I guessed closer to him in the Spanish Armada versus the British question.
That's true. Close matters.
That's true.
Close matters. Close doesn't matter when my nipples are on the line here.
Sure.
I'm not asking you to take your shirt off, but
so how about this? When we post the final score, we can say that it came down to like 2-1 to make White Sox Dave not look as bad.
Well, guess what? White Sox Dave gets a chance to redeem himself on Thursday. This segment will be back. We'll be ending every show with it. Not sure who the guest is, but Donnie does. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being our first guest. Barstool at Night.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. No,
I woke up this morning and pooped my pants for the first time in like numerous years. So it was a really dark morning, and you guys just helped brighten my night.
There you go. All right. So I think for Donnie Does, for Barstool Chicago, episode 1, Barstool at Night, we're out. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We will see you on Thursday.
Slancha.
Are we still here?